So though there are many ways to defend staying in Iraq, staying there indefinitely just won't work. We just can't do that. Regardless of how many troops are there, the Iraqi people will never give up their hatred for other religious groups, such as the Shiite-Sunni conflict. They will not comply with our wishes despite our attempt to give them structure. The Hill Plaza website said that various regional Iraq neighbors have their own conflicting agendas. Iran, for example, wants to see a Shia-controlled government. On the other hand, other Sunni Gulf states would rather have a Sunni-controlled government in Iraq. This issue needs to be handled by Iraq itself, without interference from the U.S. We can't force them to change their opinions about each other and all of a sudden just work together, no matter how many troops we send. This plan, leaving them indefinitely, is unrealistic because it leaves troops there for so long, we don't know how long. We do not have the money or men to leave the combat straight indefinitely, or even throughout this year. We're losing ally support through this. We don't have enough men, and it's very costly. The same website said that pressures for withdrawal has grown for several reasons. Failure to crush the Iraq resistance, steady withdrawal of coalition members, including a large reduction in UK forces, U.S. Army's inability to meet its recruiting levels because U.S. citizens do not want to serve in Iraq, erosion of U.S. officer corps as young officers leave the military, high cost of occupation, including the severe impact it has on the U.S. federal deficit, and finally, increasing public opposition as failure and high cost of the policy becomes apparent. A March 2004 Army survey found that 52% of soldiers reported low morale, 3/4 reporting that they were poorly led by their officers. Lack of equipment has been an ongoing problem. The Army did not fully equip soldiers with bulletproof vests until 2004, forcing many families to purchase them out of their own pockets. If we can't protect our troops and have them even equipped with bulletproof jackets, we should not be sending them over. There's virtually no political advantage for us as a country to stay there anymore. Our occupation just elevates the hatred towards America, making us a target to Middle Eastern terrorist groups. The aggression against Iraq is aggression against Palestine. Anyone who does not say no to the U.S. is an enemy of Palestine. That was a direct quote from the Palestinian Media Watch. It shows how countries are being forced to hate and work against us because they, like us, don't want to lose their allies and support. The U.S.-led war and occupation have galvanized international terrorist group organizations, placing people not only in Iraq but around the world at greater risk of attack. The State Department's annual report on international terrorism reported that in 2003 there were the highest level of terror-related incidents deemed significant than at any time the U.S. began issuing these figures. We can't meet the needs of this plan because we would not be able to supply enough men to keep troops in Iraq indefinitely. The Boston Globe reported last week that Pentagon statistics show the Army met the goal by accepting its previous year's goal by accepting a higher percentage of enlistees with criminal records, drug and alcohol problems, or health conditions that would have ordinarily disqualified them from service. The October statistics show that at least 1 of every 5 recruits required a waiver to join the service, leading military analysts to conclude that the Army is lowering standards more than it has in decades just to get enough people to go over there. Although we can throw men at them, we do not have enough sufficiently trained soldiers to fight. So there are many disadvantages to keeping them there indefinitely. This policy would result in the death of too many of our men and Iraqi citizens, increasing opposition to our occupation. The small amount of stability we've offered is not worth how many men we're losing. Almost 5,000 American soldiers have been lost so far. That's almost 5,000 families that have lost a son, a daughter, a mother, or a father. Another disadvantage is this policy would drag us further into fiscal debt, making our poor economic situation virtually indefinite along with the war. We are spending $8 billion a month in Iraq. That equates to $2 billion a week, $267 million a day, or $11 million an hour. According to USA Today, with how much we've spent on the war, we could give GM and Chrysler the amount of bailout money they think they need over 17 times. Obviously, the GM companies are a main staple of our economy. And so if we could fix it over 17 times, why would we choose to do that rather than lose men and money overseas? Lastly, we would continue to lose allied support from other countries, since this war faces much opposition. Countries around the world are distancing themselves from the United States and locking arms to resist a wayward America. France, Germany, South Korea, and Russia all denounced the war and are not going to support us anymore, assuming that we stay there indefinitely. So in attempts to help their country, we are losing ties that we've worked decades to build with these countries. Overall, leaving troops in Iraq indefinitely is not a feasible plan. Its disadvantages far outweigh its advantages, and it's just not a plan that will benefit either side realistically.
No, he's next.
Oh, I'm next?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's okay.
That's right, I remember this.